So you see in this video a group of young people in a Pentecostal church having a lot of fun after service. There's loud music, big energy, even a backflip off of a platform. And going through the comments of this after I was shown this video and asked for a response, the outrage in those comments were intense. I want to say this very carefully though. I used to be a drug addict. I used to be a bouncer. I've lived the wild life that people warn you about. I've been in those bars and I've been in those parties that spiral way out of control. You see, I've seen what happens when teenage energy is shaped by substances, lust, and worldly chaos. So when I see young people laughing, jumping, and blowing off steam inside of a church after service is over, I don't feel alarmed. I feel relief. They're not high. They're not drunk. They're not sneaking around in the dark. They're not climbing out of windows. They're not beating people up. They're not robbing liquor stores. They're in church. And what strikes me is not the video itself. It's the selective outrage. There's barely a ripple when the award shows push performances that are openly sexual. Mainstream music glorifies addiction and self-destruction. Teen culture is saturated with vulgarity and moral confusion, but let teenagers get excited in a church building and act, in some cases, immature kids just having a great time, blowing off steam, being caught up in the excitement and the energy of togetherness, and suddenly we act like something sacred has been violated. I think perspective matters. The service was over, no altar call was interrupted, no preachers were being mocked. It was kids being kids in a place that is supposed to be. Does wisdom matter? Of course. Does safety matter? Absolutely. Should leaders use discernment always? Should there be a degree or a metric of sacredness? Of course. But not every loud moment is irrelevance, and not every burst of energy is rebellion, and not every expression that makes maybe some of us older ones uncomfortable is spiritually wrong. If the house of God is the safest place for teenage intensity, that's not a crisis. And as someone who knows where unchecked wildness can lead at that age, I would rather see that energy expressed in a church building than in a bar at midnight. Sometimes joy is just joy and fun is just fun. And that's all I saw there. And I'd rather my three boys run around the church while music is being played and there's a praise break and a jam going on and people are having fun.